Okay, I crashed last time, so hopefully I'm not going to crash this time. And yet I didn't save it. So let's go ahead and I am going to save this before I proceed. So I'm going to go Command S, okay, and this is my AI file, and I don't want to save it there. I'm going to save it in the course folder. Let's see here. Let's see if I can find it. Um, Courses here, okay, and then 2014, and I'm going to go to Web Layout and Design, and then save it. Okay, and it's asking me how do I want to save it. I'm just going to say yeah, that's fine. Okay, so now that it's saved, and if I crash again, at least I don't have to remake my document. I'm hoping that I'll be able to wrap this up in this last video, and this is part 3. Part 1, I gave you an overview of Illustrator, just the tools that we really needed. Part 2, I brought in the grid, I made the artboards, and also what we did is I locked down, or I created a template. Okay, whoops. I created a template, as you can see here. So none of these grids are going to print. Okay, but I know I have 10 artboards, and so what I want to do is, so I don't end up stacking type or all these rectangles one on top of the other, and I can separate them easily. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create 10 new layers. So I'm going to go click 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it's 11 because the first one we locked down. Now, I'm going to double click on the name, and I'm just going to call this Wire FW-01. Okay, for wireframe, I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to go to the next one, click, click, paste, change that 1 to a 2, click, click, paste, change that 1 to a 3, click, click, paste, change that to a 4, click, click, paste, change that to a 5, click, click, paste that to a 6, I hope things are going numerically, click, click, paste, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to try this again. I hope I don't crash this time. I don't know why that first one didn't take, but it didn't. Okay, well we have 10. And what I can do is I can grab that layer and I can pull it all the way down. So now I have 1 through 10. Okay, now the other thing I'm going to do so I don't mess up is I'm going to lock down all my other layers. You can see I'm clicking right next to the eyeball. And what that's doing is it's locking my layer so I don't accidentally draw on another layer. The other thing that you can see is that each one of these layers, now the paths are going to have this special color. So that's another way that I can keep track of what I'm doing. If I click on this little button here, that also is going to highlight this layer. So I'm going to, what you can see is this black rule is around the edge. I'm going to go Command 0. Okay, that fits the window for me. I'm going to close this up just a little bit, pull this off to the side. Okay, come on. There we go. I'm going to pull this off to the side. I could even actually put it back in its place, which might make a lot more sense. And now I'm going to go ahead and proceed to do the wireframe. Now the wireframe that I'm using and I'm going to be copying from, I'm going to modify it a bit, but it is going to be coming from Above the Fold. It's a publication that I use in my class, FW Publications. And it's Chapter 2, Anatomy of a Web Page. It's a good book. some of the things are some of the descriptions that they give for the anatomy are a little off. Example, like we don't use sidebar anymore. There's actually a tag that we can use called sidebar. There's a tag that we can use that's called nav. Okay, so here I have what the book would call the header. And now watch. When I'm on the edge, I can turn this into a text box if I chose, or if I'm in the middle, what I can do is I get the square. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click, okay, and now I have, and I'm going to type in header, okay, and look how big that is. I'm going to select it, okay, and I'm going to use Command Shift and my right angle bracket, and that's the way that I can enlarge. Oh, look at my spelling, that's cool. Okay, we can fix that. There you go, header. And I'm going to move this over. And the other thing that I might want to do is I'm going to close this up just a little bit. I don't have any type tools here, so click on character and paragraph. And what I want to do is I want to center it. Okay, it'll be a little bit easier for me to center the type if I do that. Okay, coming in here, and I'm going to align, and we can say align to selection, align to artboard, and boom, there we go. Now what I've done is I've aligned this tag in the middle of my page, and so this is the header. The next box I'm going to create is I'm going to come down just a little bit so I can actually see the differences in the boxes, and this time I'm making it a little bit broader, and you can see that I have to go to my default colors. Okay, now I went back to my default colors. This is going to be the nav bar, and again I'm coming here, and you can see if I want that square on that I-beam, I'm going to click here, and I'm going to actually use nav. Now I'm going, and again it's centered, okay, just to make sure. I'm going to select it. Now what I can do is Command Shift, and I can use the left angle bracket. And again, I can go to my align tool, and I can say, yes, align to what? Let's go here. Align to, okay, make sure it's my artboard. I'm going to go back to my selection tool. Okay, align to my artboard. Use my down arrow key, center that the best I can. So here's my nav bar. Now what we're going to do is in the book, what you'll notice is maybe the what they call the sidebar, I call the aside, would be off to the right rather than the left. So I'm going to go ahead, and I want my sidebar over on this side, and oops, cancel. I'm going to draw it, and I want to follow my grid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here, and I'm not going to pull it all the way over. I'm going to get right up to that gutter, right there. Again, go back to my default colors, and this time what I could do is just select this, hold down my Option key so I can multiply it, bring this down here, and bring it forward. So I'm going to have to bring it forward, bring to front. Okay, there's a nav, but we don't want to call it nav. What we're going to call this is a side. Okay, that fits. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to bring over another thing starting at this side of the gutter. Click, and I'm going to bring this over all the way over to the edge, to the gutter or the margin on the right hand side. I'm going to make it really skinny so I can keep everything on one page. Okay, and that's about right. Again, got to go back to my default. This time I'm going to probably come here, select my arrow tool, hold down the Option key, Okay, I got to bring it to front again. So arrange, bring to front. Okay, this is going to be called our featured area. Whoops. Feature. Okay, if I wanted to, we can kind of slide it side to side so it matches up. This is good. Okay, now what we're going to do is I'm going to make 3 columns. And the 3 columns is going to be my body or my main content. So I'm going to go 1, let's see here, here's 3. And we go 4, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that won't work. Well, actually it would. Okay, so I'm going to make 2 columns. Okay, here's 1. Again, switch over. And hold down my Option key. One's got to get into the right tool. Hold down my Option key, slide that over. And what you'll notice is that lines up very nice. And this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here and type body slash main content. And I'm going to bring that up. Okay, so that's my main content. And now the last thing that we really need is my footer, and my footer basically is going to go from side to side. You can see my vertical spacing between the boxes aren't tight, and that's okay. It's because we really want to see the difference in the area. Okay, this seems to be about the same size. I'm going to go Command Z, get rid of that, and you know what? I'm going to bring down this, and I'm going to hold down my Shift key. Now what I'm going to do is hold my Option key down, hold my Shift key down at the same time, bring it down just a little bit, and I'm going to call this, and I know you know what this is, okay, I'm going to call this the footer. Okay, so what I've done is I've given you a wireframe at this point, okay, of something very, very similar to what is in the book. Okay, now what you're going to be doing for me is those low fidelity wireframes, you're going to translate and you're going to give me 10 of them, the 10 that you drew out, low fidelity, you're going to bring them into Illustrator, and what I want to see is exact matches. So I'm going to ask you to upload this to the Dropbox on D2L when you're done, and I'm going to show you how I want it saved. Now Illustrator used to be 1 file per, or 1 page per file. Well, this time we're very fortunate. Illustrator has moved ahead, so I can create a PDF and I will have all 10 pages. So here we go, medium fidelity, and depending on the class that you're in, I might have asked you to take and put your last name, underscore, and then Mead wireframes. Now I don't want an AI. What I want is a PDF. So there we go. Now it's going to save this as a PDF, which you're going to upload into the Dropbox. I'm going to save it. Okay, it's asking me some other, do I want to view after saving? Yeah, let's view it after saving. That's always a good thing to do. Okay, I'm going to say save PDF. And whoa, look at how big that is. See if I can get down to the corner so we can, here we go. And I'm just going to show you what I have at this point. Okay, so again, my pages are a little long. I really don't care about that as long as I see the footer or where the page actually ends. Okay, guys, that is it. I hope this has been a good explanation for you. And enjoy the homework. It should be fun. You take care. This is Bill signing out.